The 10 most expensive insects on Earth. We spend billions of dollars mining the earth for gold and diamonds. But some of the world's most valuable treasures aren't found in a vault. They are found in the heart of the rainforest. Imagine a creator no bigger than your palm can cost more than a luxury sport car. These are the living jewels, insects so rare, so beautiful, and so scientifically significant that their value per gram far exceeds that of gold. Today, we are stepping into the elite world of high-end entomology to count down the 10 most expensive insects on Earth. Get ready to see nature's most precious masterpiece. In the world of high-end collectibles, we often look to the vault and galleries, but some of the Earth's most expensive treasures are breathing. They are the living gold of the insect world. We begin our countdown with a creator that defies raw power and ancient skills. The Hercules beetles, Dynasties Hercules. Named after the legendary hero of Greek myth, this is one of the largest flying insects on the planet, reaching lengths of up to 7 inches. But it isn't just their size that commands a premium, it's their perfection. In the elite markets of Japan and Europe, a Hercules beetle isn't just a pet, it's a biological masterpiece. A standard specimen might be affordable, but the price skyrockets as the millimeter increase. For a male with perfectly symmetrical horns and a flawless, humidity-sensitive cell that shifts from olive to pitch black, collectors are willing to pay upward of $1,500. Why the high price tag? Because breeding a champion is a grueling test of patience. It takes nearly 2 years for a larva, which grows larger than a human hand, to undergo metamorphosis. Every degree of temperature and every gram of specialized substrate must be perfect. To the untrained eyes, it's just a bug. To the connoisseur, it's a display of 850 times its own body weight in strength, the proportional equivalent of a human lifting 2 fully loaded school bus. It is the entry-level luxury of the insect elite, but as we move up our list, the price begins to rival the cost of fine jewelry. Moving from the heavy-duty strength of the beetles to the delicate artistry of the sky, we find a creator that looks like a living tapestry. This is the Atlas moth, Attacus atlas. In the world of high-end entomology, this isn't just a moth, it's a ghost of the night, a transient masterpiece that lives for only a few days. Named after the titan of Greek mythology who held up the heavens, the Atlas moth possesses one of the largest wing surface areas of any insect on Earth. But its value to collectors isn't just about size, it's about the snakehead's mimicry on its wingtip, a defense mechanism so convincing it deters even the bravest predators. In the luxury specimen market, an Atlas moth with a perfect wingspan and vibrant, undamaged colors can fetch over $1,000. Why? Because this beauty is incredibly fragile. They have no mouth. They do not eat. They live entirely on the energy stored as a caterpillar, surviving for only 1 or 2 weeks. To find a perfect specimen in the wild that hasn't been battered by the wind or rain is like finding a needle in a haystack. Collectors pay a premium for A1 quality, specimens that were bred in captivity and preserved at the exact moment of their peak beauty. The intricate patterns of maroon, purple, and gold, separated by triangular windows of clear membranes, make them a centerpiece of high-end interior design and scientific galleries. When you purchase an Atlas moth, you aren't just buying an insect, you are buying a frozen moment of biological perfection. It is the ultimate reminder that in nature, the most beautiful things are often the most fleeting. But as we leave the giant of the air, we return to the ground to find a living gemstone that was once reserved only for royalty. If the Hercules beetle is the hero of length, our number 8 is the undisputed champion of mass. Meet the Goliath beetle, Goliathus goliathus. These are the armored tanks of the insect world, titans that dominate the rainforests of Africa. In the hands of a collector, they aren't just specimens, they are high-density biological gold. The Goliath beetle is among the heaviest insects on the planet, with larvae that can weigh as much as a small boat. But it's the ordered porcelain shells that drive the market. Their bodies are covered in a velvety, high-contrast pattern of ivory and obsidian, a design so modern it looks like man-made. In the high-end trade, a top-tier Goliath specimen can easily command between $1,000 and $2,000. The price is driven by a simple biological reality. They are incredibly difficult to raise. Unlike other beetles that eat rotting wood, Goliath's larvae are carnivorous, requiring a high-protein diet to reach their massive potential. One mistake in their 2-year development, and the Goliaths become a dwarf, losing thousands of dollars in value instantly. In the wild, these beetles are experts invertebrates, using their immense weight and hooked claws to defend swarm-feeding sites from all challengers. Their exoskeleton is so thick it sounds like ceramic when taped. For the world's elite entomologists, owning a massive A1 quality Goliath is a status symbol. It represents a mastery of breeding and a connection to the raw, untamed power of the African interior. But as we move from the heavy armor of the Goliath, we prepare to enter the forbidden zone, to a butterfly so rare and so large that its price is measured in more than just money. we have reached the holy grail of the butterfly world. This is the Queen Alexandra's birdwing, Ornithoptera alexandrae. It is the largest butterfly on Earth, with a wingspan reaching nearly 1 foot across. But in the world of luxury collectibles, this isn't just a specimen, it is the ultimate forbidden fruit. To own one is to possess a piece of history, but it comes with a dangerous price. Discovered in 1906 and named after the Queen of the United Kingdom, this insect is a biological marvel. The males are a riot of iridescent green and gold, while the females are massive, velvety titans of brown and cream. Because they live only in a tiny, shrinking patch of rainforest in Papua New Guinea. They are strictly protected under international law. They are listed on CITES Appendix 1, meaning their trace is globally banned. This forbidden status has created a shadowy, high-end market where single, legacy-sourced vintage specimens from before the ban can fetch over $10,000. On the black market, collectors have been known to pay even more for this ghost of the canopy. Why so expensive? Beyond its size is the difficulty of the find. These butterflies spend their life in the high canopy, 100 feet above the forest floor. Early collectors actually had to use shotguns loaded with specialized mustard seed pellets just to bring them down from the sky. Today, with their habitat threatened by palm oil plantations, every surviving Queen Alexandra's birdwings is a priceless living relic. They represent the ultimate intersection of natural beauty and extreme scarcity. But as we leave the forbidden skies of Papua New Guinea, we move toward a creator that doesn't just look like a treasure, it looks like it was fought in a jeweler fight. While some insects earn their value through size, our number six earns it through pure, unadulterated brilliance. This is the jewel beetle, Burspretidae, especially the metallic gold and iridescent green varieties found in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia and Central America. In the world of luxury, these are not just bugs, they are living gems. What makes the golden jewel beetle so expensive is the secret hidden in the physics of light. Unlike birds' feathers that can fade or flowers that wither, the color of a jewel beetle is structural. Its shell is made of microscopic layers that reflect light like a prism. This means the gold you see isn't a pigment. It's an optical illusion created by nature. This shimmer never fades. Beetles found in ancient Egyptian tombs still sparkle with the same intensity today as they did 3,000 years ago. For high-end collectors and jewelry designers, a flawless, grade A metallic specimen can cost upward of $2,500. In Japan, rare variants that exhibit a rainbow spectrum are treated as investment pieces, often appreciating in value over time. Historically, these beetles were so prized that they were used as currency and royal adornment. In, in Thailand, the wings are intricately woven into the robes of kings. Today, they remain a staple in bioart. Top-tier designers use this beetle to create mosaic that sells for tens of thousands of dollars in galleries from Paris to New York. The golden jewel beetle is the ultimate proof that nature is the world's most sophisticated jeweler. But as we leave these shimmering ornaments, we move from the beauty of the shells to the power of the throne, to a queen that commands a price for her potential. We move now from the shimmering ornaments of the rainforest to the dry, dangerous heart of Australia. This is the bulldog ant, Myrmecica, where a single worker is fearsome. The true prize for the world's most elite ant keepers is the queen. In the high-stakes world of formiculture, the hobby of keeping ants, this is the ultimate investment. A healthy, fertile bulldog ant queen can command a price between $3,000 and $5,000. While a single ant worth as much as a used car. First, it's about their lineage. Bulldog ants are living fossils, among the most primitive ants on Earth. Unlike most ants that are nearly blind and rely on scent, The bulldog ant has incredible vision. She can track you from several feet away. In the collector market, these queens are notoriously difficult to capture and even harder to establish. They don't just sit in a nest, they are active hunters. A keeper must provide a constant supply of live prey and perfect climate control for years. When you buy a bulldog queen, you aren't just buying an insect. You're buying a genetic blueprint for a 15 years empire of the world's most aggressive invertebrates. But there is a painful catch to this luxury. The bulldog ant holds the Guinness World Record for the most dangerous ant to humans. Her stings is a cocktail of toxin that can cause anaphylactic shock. Owning one is a statement of skills and bravery. It's the extreme sport of the insect world. Collectors pay for the prestige of managing a colony that is as smart as it is deadly. But as we leave this Australian marriage, we move back to the shadows, to a master of these skills whose values is found in its spectral beauty. Nature is the world's most gifted sculpture, and our number 4 is its masterpiece of deception. This is the ghost mantis, Philocranica passadoxa. While common brown specimens are staples of the pet trade, the high-end collector world is obsessed with the genetic anomalies. In the world of luxury invertebrates, a ghost mantis with a rare, stable color mutation can see its value soar to over $5,000. What drives the price of a spectral ghost? It's all about the palate. Most ghost mantis are bred to look like dead, decaying leaves, but every once in a blue moon, a genetic mutation produces an individual with a striking lynching green or ghosty pale lavender hue. For the elite breeders in Japan and Germany, these aren't just pets, they are living sculptures. They spend years selectively breeding these lines to specialize the color. Owning one of these rare color moths is the equivalent of owning a signed original piece of art. The price reflects the thousands of hours of biological trial and error required to produce a single, perfect specimen that looks more like a spirit than a predator. But don't let its delicate, leafy appearance fool you. Underneath that crowd is a lethal predator. The ghost mantis is a sit-and-wait specialist, remaining motionless for days until a fly vectors too close. Collectors pay for the vibe, a creator that turns a terrarium into a miniature, haunting galleries of macabre. This is the dark aesthetics of the luxury insect world. But as we leave this sculptured but as we leave this sculpted shadow, we prepare to meet a creator that doesn't just look like art. It looks like a kaleidoscope made of living glass. In the high-stakes world of beetle mania, the rainbow-stalk beetle, Phalacrognathus malvari, is a fan favorite. But we aren't talking about the common green and red variety you might find for a few dollars. We are talking about the blue moth, a genetic unicorn that has turned the world of luxury entomology upside down. For the world's most elite collectors, a single deep blue specimen can command a staggering $10,000 to $15,000. Why is blue so why is blue so expensive? In the natural world, blue is the rarest color. For the rainbow star beetle, the common colors are metallic greens and reds. The blue moth is a recessive genetic trait that occurs once in thousands of births. Top breeders in Japan and Taiwan have spent decades trying to isolate this blue gene. It is a process of biological alchemy, selecting only the slightly blue-tinted individuals and breeding them over generations. A beetle that exhibits a pure cobalt or deep indigo finish without a trace of green is considered the pinnacle of breeding success. When you buy a blue rainbow stock, you aren't just buying an insect, you're buying the results of 20 years of genetic refinement. The beauty of these beetles is almost impossible to capture on camera. Their shells utilize structural coloration, reflecting light in a way that makes them glow as they have an internal power source. In the Quarta Beetle Festival of Tokyo, these blue titans are the stars of the show, often sold in private VIP rooms far away from the general public. They represent the ultimate fusion of nature beauty and human persistence. But as we leave the sapphire, but as we leave this sapphire of the forest, we move to a creature so rare it is almost mythical, a butterfly that carries the price of a mid-sized sedan. In a world of luxury, we often seek perfection. But for our number two, the value lies in a perfect mistake. This is your gynandromorph swallowtail. It is a biological glitch so rare it occurs in less than once in every 100,000 individuals. For collectors of rare anomalies, this single specimen can carry a price tag of $15,000 to $20,000, the price of a brand new mid-sized sedan. What exactly are you looking at? This isn't just a color mutation. It is a bilateral gynandromorph. This butterfly is literally half male and half female, split perfectly down the middle. Because the sex is because the sex of a butterfly determines its color and wing shape, the result is striking, a symmetrical masterpiece. In the swallowtail family, whereas the difference between genres is extreme, the visual impact is breathtaking. On one side, you see the aggressive, vibrant armor of the male; on the other, the larger, understated elegance of the female. These are not breed, they cannot be. They are accidental miracles of nature, occurring during the very first cell divisions of the embryo. When a collector finds one, they are buying a range in a matches that may not happen again for another decade. Because these specimens are impossible to mass produce, they are the fine art of the insect world. They don't sell in pet shops, they sell at private auctions in London, Paris, and Tokyo. Collectors will wait a lifetime to acquire a perfect split, whereas the line down the body is as straight as a razor edge. It is the ultimate trophy for the person who has everything. But as we leave this one in a million accidents, we prepare to meet the king, a creator that turned a simple hobby into a billion-dollar obsession. We have reached the summit. Throughout this list, we have seen simmering gems, forbidden wings, and genetic glitches. But the number one spot is held by an insect that sparked a national obsession and redefined the meaning of value. This is the star beetles, Daucus halpebinodolusus, specifically the record-breaking giant known in Japan as the black diamond. In 1999, a single specimen measuring over 80 millimeters was sold for a staggering $89,000. Why $89,000? To understand the price, you have to understand the culture. In Japan, Kuwagata, the hobby of beetle breeding, is a $1 billion industry. A large, perfectly proportioned stark beetle is more than a pet. It is a symbol of status, patience, and extreme skill. The 80 millimeter threshold is the 4 minute miles of the beetle wood. Reaching this size in captivity requires a level of precision that rivals high-tech manufacturing. Breeders use kimchi bottles, specialized jars filled with a specified species of mushroom mycelium, and maintain temperatures within a fraction of a degree for years. For collectors, that $89,000 specimen represented the pinnacle of biological perfection, a creator that defied the limits of its own species. The stark beetle earns its name from its massive mandibles, which resemble the antler of a stork. These are the tools of a warrior, used in wrestling matches that are broadcast on national television in some countries. Even today, while the market has stabilized, Grand Champions beetles still sell for tens of thousands of dollars in private VIP auctions. When you hold a black diamond stark beetle, you aren't just holding an insect, you're holding a piece of living history that proves, once and for all, that nature's masterpieces have no price limit. From the deep jungles of the Amazon to the high-tech breeding rooms of Tokyo, we have explored a world where small does not mean cheap. This 10 insect reminds us that beauty, rarity, and complexity are the true currencies of the natural world. We call them expensive because of the dollars we attach to them, but their real value is priceless. They are the pollinators of our crops, the cleaners of our forests, and the silent architect of our planet. Whether it's a genetic glitch or a biological tank, every creator on this list is a reminder that we share our world with tiny, breathing treasures that have been perfecting their existence for millions of years. If you had $90,000, would you buy a luxury car or the world's rarest beetles? Let us know in the comment below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the high-stake world of nature, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Join our prize as we continue to explore the most incredible life on Earth. Until next time, stay curious.